Hey y'all, hey. I hate when I go live here in this living room. The lighting is not the best, but listen, it is 10:34 in my neck of the woods. So y'all already know what time it is. That before dark energy is totally different than the after dark energy. And so I was sitting here working and was about to head to bed and realized I have not done my YouTube live for the day. So here I am doing my YouTube live. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is what I want to talk about today is the proper way for you. Hey, jump rope grandma, I will see you in the morning. And that's why I got to go to bed because I have a call early in the morning, an accountability call. And JRG will be there. She was the first one there. So I want to talk to you about how to get up out the bed in the morning, like jump up and get going, right? One of the best things, like one of the best commitments and promises that you can keep to yourself is to wake up in an excellent way in the morning. So I'm not going to be here long, but I wanted to give you a couple of tips for how you can have a great morning. Like I've talked to so many people, like I meant to get up at this time, but I'm not getting up at this time. There was a season, I've gotten out of it, and I think I'm about to go back into it where I was an early riser. My life just doesn't require that right now. But there was a time when I used to get up at 4:30 a.m. and people thought that I did it because I loved it. I did not. I did it because I needed time in the day before everybody woke up and needed something from me. And so it was just a quiet time before everybody would get up. It would buy me like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how my kids move before they get up. And then I could get some things done and have some quiet time to myself. And so, I just wanted to share like some tips, some things that helped me when I needed to get up at that time. And it was a non-negotiable for me because I could have chose to sleep in, but my day would be off track. So the first thing I would say is to have an excellent start to your morning and your wake up is to stop snoozing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's that person that hits the snooze like 19,000 times in the morning. I used to do it so much, and my husband was like, "Why do you even set your alarm at this time when you know you're not going to get up at that time?" But it was my intention to get up, to get up at the original time. So I want you to make a commitment to yourself that you will avoid hitting the snooze button. So this is the best advice someone gave me or that I ever saw. I think it was Mel Robbins who said it. It might have been somebody else, but anyway, she said that like a sleep cycle is like it takes 90 minutes to complete a sleep cycle. And so when you wake up, your body's coming out of that sleep cycle, and then you wake up just to hit the snooze, and then you go back to sleep. Well, in 9 minutes, which is what most alarm clocks are set to snooze to, in 9 minutes, you're waking up and you're in the middle of that where you're like partially into the sleep cycle, and you don't get to complete the cycle and go through all the parts of the sleep cycle that you need. So your body experiences something called sleep inertia, and it's just not a great way to kind of shake your body out. So she says when the alarm goes off, set it for the time you want to get up, but when it goes off, get up. All right, no snoozing. So let's no snoozing. The next thing I want to share is um avoid looking at your phone the first thing that you do. So a lot of times we're sleeping, like I've been guilty, we sleep with our phones right here next to us, right? The alarm goes off, you wake up, and immediately you're Facebooking and Instagram and looking at text, looking at email, whatever it is that you're doing. So whatever happens in this phone when you pick it up is what's going to be. So this is what's going to set the tone for your day. So if I wake up and someone texts me and they have some news, and now I'm focused on that, or I get an email and I'm thinking about, oh, I got to do this, and that. I haven't had an opportunity to be intentional about setting the tone for the day. I haven't had time to talk to God about what's going to happen. And so I would encourage you just to avoid making, picking up your phone and going through it the first thing that you do. And so what I try to do in the morning, I do take pictures of things like my glucose, my blood pressure. I take those things first in the morning. I do record them in my phone. So my personal goal is to not access my phone prior to needing those numbers. So it's like within the, like 10 or 15 minutes after I get up. So it just gives me some time to, realize I'm awake. My day is starting. Thank God for waking me up. express my gratitude, think about how I want this day to go, and really set the intention for the day without being governed by what's going to happen in this phone. My next step is to get even better that after I take the pictures that I put it down, but I have a habit of playing Wordle. I have a habit of playing Wordle. So yeah, it just I don't know. So I'm gonna work on eliminating that. So listen, no snoozing, no phones as soon as you wake up, and the last is to have a evening and morning routine, especially the morning routine. And so what you do, you can do it manually, or there are apps that will help you, but you can write down how you want the day or the morning to go. My husband used to get so tickled at me when I would do this on paper, and now I do it in my phone. He's like, why do you need that list to tell you what to do in the morning? And the reason why is so that I have a rhythm to my morning. You may not even need to do it for forever, but what happens is after you've done it for a while consistently, your body will move through the routine without you ever being like, you ever had those days where you're just like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Like, you don't get an opportunity to do that because your body learns this is what we do when we wake up in the morning. And so your body becomes accustomed to operating according to that routine without you necessarily thinking about it. So this is one of the biggest hacks for how I'm able to exercise every day. It just is what I do. It's like literally the next thing on the list after I read my devotional, have my time with God. It's fix my water, exercise. And I don't have time to think about it. And it's not even a thought at this point. It's done subconsciously because it's what I have done for years, right? So I would encourage you to create and follow a morning routine. So those are my three tips for how I want to know how you guys did. Y'all can tell me on Instagram, or those of you who have my number, y'all can DM, y'all can comment here. Yeah, let's comment here. Let's comment here. This is what we're gonna do. Comment here. Which one or all of these did you try, and did it work? Was I right, or did it help, or are you ditching it? When I was a kid, I don't know if this happened in where anybody else lived, but the radio station where I grew up was called Magic 108. And they used to have a segment on the station called Pump It or Dump It. And they used to play a song, and then you call in and you say pump it or dump it. So I want y'all to pump it or dump these tips that I gave to you. All right, y'all. It is 11:41 and it is past my bedtime. So I do not plan to snooze in the morning. I do not plan to get into my phone as soon as I wake up. And I plan to use my morning routine. So I am headed to bed. I just had to come here and do my YouTube live before I did that. I love you out of life. Tomorrow has to be before dark energy. It just has to. I feel so weird coming here after dark. But tomorrow I'm going to bring you some before dark energy. Promise. Okay. All right. Love you out of life. Peace.